welcome back to the Cornucopia. My name is Imani and I've worked a few different jobs in a few different places. So today I'm going to rank all of them and let you know a few things you should request, look for, and make note of while moving and living in these different areas. Obviously, where you live is very important. And the keys to success here are company support, comfortability, budget, and of course having good sense, but we'll get into that later. A good company will support you every step of the way throughout the searching and moving process. They want you to move, they want you to pay all this money and uproot your life. They need to open up their coin purse and be of assistance. What is that offer looking like? Make sure that you fight for relocation assistance if it's not included. This assistance should include travel, movers, and if you can swing it, rent. When getting into your relocation assistance and stipend conversation, ask what their budget is for providing one. And have an idea in mind of what your cost of moving and cost of living might be in that place that they're asking you to move to. So that when they come back with whatever number they have, you can communicate whether or not you think it's fair. With that being said, let's get into this list. Grabbing the top spot, like pardon my reach, we have my corporate housing experience. My corporate housing experience was so amazing. The company provided me with a fully furnished apartment and paid my rent every month. It was beautiful. And although I think that that's how it should be, not every company has the budget to set up all of its interns like that. So don't go in expecting it, but don't be afraid to ask for assistance. I'd say the only downside to the whole corporate housing situation is that real life will slap you in the face when it's time to look for and pay for your own apartment. I've only had this experience with one of my 3 internships, so I got the experience of looking for an apartment and going through all of that before I graduated. But if you luck out and all of your companies put you up nice like that, and then you graduate and have to figure all that stuff out. Just a side note, I haven't experienced this personally, but I know that some companies will pay to put their interns in like nearby college campuses. I've heard good and bad reviews about that. Also, when talking about support, ask if they have a compiled list of all of the places that their previous interns have stayed with reviews. A good company will have this information in one central location and be able to give it to you so that you can choose something that's close, comfortable, and that other people can let you know some stuff about. This leads me to the runner-up, number 2 spot, renting from a coworker. So during one of my internship experiences, I was able to live in a 4-bedroom complex with 3 of my friends from school, and it was a great experience. This falls under company support because that company did provide a list of different living options, and the person that we rented from was on that list, so it worked out. But this also touches heavily on your comfortability. Living with people that you work with, renting from somebody that you work with can be a huge crossing of a boundary, and it's totally up to you whether you're comfortable with that. But the plus here is that rent will probably be beautiful. Beautiful. When I was living in that complex, my rent was $500 a month. Can we just take a moment of silence to reflect on the fact that that will never happen again? Coming in 3rd place, we have my remote experience. This is a solid middle of the road option, which is why it's in solid middle of the road place on my list. This is a good living situation whether you're a student in college interning or full-time. Let me tell you why. You don't have to pay rent. That's it. No further explanation needed. I mean, I don't know what situation you have at home, but for the most part, you're not gonna be paying the same amount of rent as you would living on your own somewhere. My advice to you would be try not to pay rent for as long as you can. As a student, you can do wonders with that money. During my remote experience, I got to stay home and was just incredibly happy and blessed to still have an internship because a lot of them were getting canceled that year. It was the COVID year. But I was able to save a majority of my money, put it towards school, not have to take out so many loans. And yeah, I had to deal with my mom coming in my room to change the bed sheets for absolutely no reason and the dogs barking and all that stuff. But I mean, what can I say? Now, if you're an adult and can't effectively do your job working from home with your parents or your family, or your mental health is suffering, or you absolutely need the space, you're grown and I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your money. But this is a solid option, like I said, middle of the road option, middle placement on my list. Now we've entered the bottom of the list. Disclaimer, this fourth spot, it's in the fourth spot because I had to rank them accordingly and the other three were better, not because I didn't like the place. So fourth place goes to my full house. And the reason I call it a full house is because I was living with 2 people. So this option touches on comfort and also budget. This area was a bit expensive, so I ended up living with 2 other girls in my internship program in a luxury apartment. What I'll say here is if you're moving super far away from home and you're gonna be a fish out of water that doesn't know anybody and you need a roommate because you can't afford to live on your own, I would highly recommend living with people from your job. Of course, it's whatever you're comfortable with, but at least living with somebody that you know where to find if anything ever goes south, that you know has a steady job so they're gonna be able to pay rent, who isn't a complete stranger because you should develop some sort of relationship. I won't say friendship, I was about to say friendship. Some sort of relationship with them based off of working together, it works out. Another conclusion drawn from this experience is 1 roommate is more than enough. I was lucky enough to develop a friendship with the girls that I was living with, but I honestly feel like living with a whole bunch of people, 2, 3, 4, 5 people should stop after college. You live in Cali, New York, anything like that where a shoebox is $4,000 a month and you gotta have 7 people in there, I'm sorry for you. But you should be able to find a place within budget with 1 other person. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, if you like living with other people and don't mind it, then that's your prerogative. But I just feel like if you have a place that is way out of budget and you need 3, 4 people to live there, then it is what it is. It's out of budget. You need to find something in your budget. And since we're talking about finding a place, we'll get into the very last, bottom of the barrel option on my list. Given everything that I've said before, finding a place with the help of your company or trusted natives to the area where you're comfortable and safe, and that's within budget, can be a little difficult. And you may have to sacrifice some things here and there. It all comes down to using common sense and just having good sense. The 5th spot goes to hell. The horrible, most awful apartment that I have ever lived in my life. Let me just say, if a place doesn't require renter's insurance,
Maybe you shouldn't be here.
And yes, I was dodging accountability for the longest, but I will take it today, okay? I rushed to find this place, so don't rush, take your time. Tour places before you move into them. Ask around, get reviews, ask those natives to the area, ask those people at work. If you're gonna be in the hood, maybe it is best to have a roommate so somebody can watch your back. But just take your time and really vet out the place that you're going to live, because like I said in the beginning of the video, where you live is very important. And some people say, oh, you can live anywhere for a short period of time, it's not a problem. That is not always the case. This last place that I'm talking about, I had to move out after like 2-3 months because of the problems that I was having. So don't just live anywhere. So that's all for this video today. The verdict on this place and where it falls on the list will be out when I move in the future, but right now I'm liking where I'm at, so that's a good sign. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to drop your different living experiences in the comments or DM me so that we can kiki about them in private. And be sure to follow the Cornucopia on Instagram for all of the professional, financial, and academic opportunities and funny little TikToks that I like to post as well. And be sure to share this video with any college students who may be looking for internships or places to live. And if you have any questions, of course, ask me as well. So, bye.